Welcome to Secret Dealers. Our 3 antique experts are about to be let loose in this amazing house. It's a dealer's dream. There are some superb items and we are about to see some incredible offers. So whatever you do, don't go away.
In today's programme, our secret dealers will be put to the test in this one house.
This is a little Aladdin's cave, isn't it?
Their expert knowledge will be used to root out the best antiques.
This little painting here is gorgeous.
And place secret bids while the owner is away.
You have to go a very long way to get one better quality than this.
But all this doesn't belong to an enthusiast. It belongs to an expert in the trade. So there'll be some serious antiques on offer today.
This would sell in any sale room in the country.
There's aristocratic connections.
He bought it directly from Lady Diana's great-aunt.
And how much would you bid for a Rolls Royce?
Do I look like the type of boy that would buy a roller?
This is a dream house.
Today we're in South Devon and a small bungalow heaving with fine antiques. Gilt frame paintings, marble statues, Chippendale-style chairs, beautiful pieces are everywhere, and it's a collection that's taken retired antique dealer Alec a lifetime to accumulate.
I probably have between 45 and 50 years in the antiques trade. And don't look bad on it either, do I, really?
Alec opened his first shop with then business partner Sid in 1968, and in his time has travelled the world handling and cherry-picking antiques. It's a huge haul, but as Alec has no one to leave it to, he's happy to sell anything at the right price, including this beautiful English-made 19th century walnut writing desk and this 18th century silver sweetmeat basket.
They came from a very dear friend of mine who was a tea planter in Ceylon, so I'm very pleased to own them, but again, they have to go if somebody's interested in them. If we make a lot of money, then I would like to have a final cruise into the Baltic and go to St. Petersburg and to Moscow.
Our secret dealers will be spoilt for choice, but Alec is an expert. They'll have a battle on their hands today.
I shall be very, very interested to see what the dealers have got to say. I dare say we probably will clash on quite a number of items. I shall just sit back and wait for results.
Alec, I don't know if those dealers are going to know what's hit them when they go into your house.
That's nice, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's very exciting.
Good.
So how have you ended up with a house crammed to the gunnels? What's special about these pieces that you've obviously wanted to keep?
Well, because we've collected them over the years. They were all part of our antiques business as such. I enjoy going round and picking bits up. And when I do that, I remember the person I bought them from, which is very important to me.
Have you got an idea what the going rate is today for these items?
When it goes over the profit margin, it cuts out, full stop.
Sounds like you're a pretty good businessman, Alec.
Having dealt with all this sort of stuff in the past, I know all the tricks of the trade, let's put it that way.
Well, I hope that potentially we can offer you quite a bit of money today.
Good, well, you know, as long as they've got nice deep wallets and Coots accounts, bring them on.
With a collection more at home in a country manor than a 2-bedroom bungalow, secret dealers Karen, Mike and Simon are in for a treat today.
I'm not going to tell you what it's like in there, but needless to say, it's quite tricky to move around. This homeowner used to be a dealer.
That's sad.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking half this gear has been round the block, everybody's seen it, and it's the stuff that he couldn't sell, all the dross.
Correct.
Well, actually, it's completely the opposite. This is the best stuff from a lifetime of buying and selling. So you actually are very privileged to be allowed in here. So off you go. Right.
Thank you very much.
I think you're going to have fun.
I think we are. Come on, boys.
Rocket.
Oh my goodness. This is a dream house. I can't believe my luck.
Oh my goodness. I have a feeling we could spend a lot of money in this house today.
There's so much stuff in here, we're going to give them twice as long to root out the gems.
Have you ever seen a place so crammed full?
Well, I have, but it's probably called our house.
These guys are in dealer heaven, but Karen's calmed down just enough to spot a gorgeous little Georgian watercolour in the lounge.
This is so me. I just can't wait to look at this. I love it. Now that is an early frame Isn't that the most divine subject? It's just so commercial. If it is a watercolour, which I believe it to be, it's a Georgian one, so early 19th century. That's my bid for that.
That's the first of many bids today, I'm sure. And Simon spotted a pair of Victorian opaque glass vases that have been converted into lamps. He's got buyers that would like these.
That have been polychromed enamelled afterwards. And what they have done with these, which is very sensible, is they haven't actually drilled the vase to electrify them. Very nice colour, that turquoise. It's got its typical Victorian floral painting on it, so let's have a quick look at the other one. Fingers crossed that'll be in the same condition. They appear to be in pretty good nick. I'm going to leave a bid on them.
And Mike knows quality when he sees it, especially when it comes to furniture. He spotted a wonderful mahogany display cabinet.
It's a very nice Edwardian inlay cabinet. Dates about 1900, 1910. Slightly out of fashion. There was a time when I would have left a lot of money on this, but I think I may leave a price on that. Against my better judgment. That's the cabinet there.
After the break, Mike and Simon get engrossed in Alec's jewellery collection.
Well, if you're staying here any longer, I'm going to have to get you a cup of tea.
Oh, well, what a good idea.
Want a biscuit with yours, mate?
Oh, I would, yeah.
But it's not all fun and frolics, especially when it comes to bidding on the best bits.
We've got to give him a bit of competition, haven't we?
And Alec discovers the huge amount the dealers have bid.
That is a serious amount of money.
Oh, yeah. I hope they've left me something to sit on.
Our three antique experts have been let loose in the Devonian home of retired antique dealer Alec.
So I have a feeling we could spend a lot of money in this house today.
Bids are piling up all over the place. Mike's already bagged some furniture, but now he's stumbled upon the Georgian watercolour that Karen found earlier.
This little painting here is gorgeous. That is absolutely super.
It's a bit more out of his comfort zone.
It's a lovely subject, isn't it?
I love the subject.
A child and a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
commercial.
I think it's oil. It just looks too good to be
Yeah.
true, doesn't it? But it's not an overpaint.
No.
You know what I'm saying, don't you?
So you're worried it's a print and then it's been
Sure. Let's explain that that's what the Victorians did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I am pretty sure it isn't.
Right.
At first glance, that looked like
You think I'll be able to sell that if I buy it?
Just a little bit.
Right, we've got Kate's word for this, right? If I bought a duffer, right, it's going straight back to Auntie Kate. That is definitely the kids' inheritance down the tubes if that's no good.
Mike may have his doubts about the picture, but Karen's found something that has some great provenance. A tortoiseshell dressing table set applied with some interesting coronets.
What do you think of the little coronet?
Do you know, I was going to ask you that. Any idea of the connection?
He bought it directly from Lady Margaret Douglas Hume. Yeah, Lady
okay.
Diana's great aunt, I think that's the line. All tortoiseshell and that little coronet on every piece set with diamonds.
That puts it in a different sort of level then, doesn't it?
It's in a different league, I would say, Karen.
Okay.
These are usually tricky to sell, but with a royal connection, who knows? Silver is more Simon's thing. He's even brought his scales with him.
You have to weigh the silver at the moment because the price of the metal's gone up so much. You just can't really rely on what you think it's worth as an article anymore, because some of the prices as an article, it's just worth more scrap. It's a shocking thing to say, but unfortunately that's how it is. So
He'll have his work cut out today. There's lots of silver to get through. Karen, meanwhile, has found the Victorian glass vases that Simon has already bid on.
Oh, this is great news. See this lead here? It hasn't gone through the lamp. So we've got a pair of opaline glass vases, which I could always take back to vases.
In the front room, Simon's found Alec's jewellery box. It's crammed with a huge assortment of rings, brooches and watches. And the glimmer of gold has brought Mike to the party.
And this here.
23 grams.
23 sixes.
120.
What's going going here, boy?
Well, we've reset the gold price for the nation. And we're about to reset...
Looks like you're having a mother's meeting.
Well, yeah. Simon and myself are well known for enjoying ourselves, and that's what we're doing.
We're having a bit of a laugh, Kate, as well.
Well, if you stay in here any longer,
Right.
I'm going to have to get you a cup of tea.
Oh, well, what a good
Want a
idea.
biscuit with yours, mate?
Oh, I would, yeah. Digestive, please. Hang on. She's right, actually. Simon, I'll leave you to that.
Thank you, mate.
You can't spend all day sitting around. There's loads to get through. In the back room, Karen's found the Edwardian display cabinet that Mike's already bid on.
I have to say, you have to go a very long way to get one better quality than this. It is just stunning. I think by rights Mike should leave more than that. But we've got to give him a bit of competition, haven't we?
Karen will have to pull out all the stops to go head-to-head on his next target.
Do I look like the type of boy that would buy a roller? I think. It's me, isn't it? It's taxed, which means it's MOT'd. It's got a lot of rot. I don't want to knock it too much, because if I end up buying it, I'm going to have to sell it again. So it's a nice model, but it has got a few problems. The last time I bought one of these, I paid 10 grand for it, had it 6 months, and lost 6. So this time round, I'll have another go, and let's hope I'm a bit luckier. Bet you're all guessing now, aren't you? My wife's name's Marg, and I'll tell you what, Marg, get off your knees. I might not buy it.
He's a brave boy. We'll just have to wait and see whether he's taking it home to show his wife. Our dealers have had a field day. They've plastered bids on a huge number of items, and we'll be finding out what else they've bid on later.
Everything Kate said outside before we went in is bang on. You can see this is a dealer's home. Really only a dealer would ever accumulate this many different types of things.
In total, the secret dealers have bid on 94 items from Alec's antique collection. But have they got any favourites?
Was there a favourite item? I'll tell you what, for such a small house, I've never seen so much kit in a little place.
I like the watercolour with the little child and the dog. I thought it was lovely. There's so much here to look at.
Any of the bits of jewellery were nice. There was lots and lots of nice things today. If I had to pick a favourite, I'd struggle.
They sound keen, but it's all about the money. So just how much are the dealers prepared to spend today?
These three are going into houses all the time, that's what they do. But in your house, they could hardly contain themselves. And I think it's because not only the quantity of stuff you've got in there, but the quality of it.
Oh, brilliant. Good.
Now, in this envelope is the total of what's on offer today, Alec.
Right. Bring it on, Kate. For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful. Oh, well, that's a start anyway, isn't it? £25,788.
That is a serious amount of money.
Oh, yeah. I hope they've left me something to sit on.
I think this could be quite interesting, Alec.
I think it's going to be more than interesting.
Nearly £26,000 is a staggering offer, but Alec knows his stuff, and after 45 years in the antiques game, I'm sure he's no pushover. First up is this beautiful gilt-framed Georgian watercolour. Mike and Karen both fell for this, but did they love it enough to put in a respectable bid?
Now, this is a very sweet little painting, Alec. Can you remember where this came from?
Yeah, I can. It came from the estate of the late Winifred Harrison. Winifred was matron at Guy's Hospital. She was a lovely lady.
Well, two dealers recognised the commercial value of this, Alec. And right here, I've got 2 bids. How do you feel about selling it? Sounds like it's become a bit of an old friend.
Well, it's travelled around quite a bit, it has. But back to the old thing, if the price is right, it's got to go.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Karen says £230. Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking what's in the other bid.
Do you know, I thought you might be, Annie.
Yeah.
Mike says 325.
Yeah, well, that's quite good, because it's not signed, but it is a very pretty little picture. But I liked it anyway, and I hope somebody else will enjoy it too.
So have we got a sale?
At that sort of money, I would have said yes.
Fantastic.
£325 is good money for Alec, but how does Mike feel about his first purchase?
I don't know if that's a right one or a wrong one, but with that money I'm happy.
No, he outbid me on my favourite bit. Gutted.
Next up, it's that stunning Edwardian mahogany display cabinet. In its day, this would have taken pride of place in a grand house, and up until a few years ago, it was worth a couple of £1,000s. Again, Mike and Karen both raved about this, but neither wanted to pay top whack.
Now, your lovely display cabinet over there is absolutely crammed to the gunnels. So if you do want to sell it, it might be a bit of a logistical nightmare to empty it all.
It all depends on how much it's been offered, doesn't it?
Well, two dealers took quite a lot of time looking at it. It is a really nice example, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is very good.
Well, both Mike and Karen have bid on this.
Oh, right. OK.
Karen says £650.
Nope.
Straight no? No qualms?
No messing, no.
The independent valuer says a cabinet like that in the current market would probably be between 700 and 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could get a lot more for it than that.
Mike, on the other hand, Mike says £890.
No, I don't think so.
Are you tempted?
No, not really, no. When I first moved in here, I was offered £3,000 for it then.
The furniture market has changed quite a lot,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
I know it has, yeah. If you've got some money to spend, now is the time to buy, there's no doubt about that.
Well, I can see you've made your mind up, Alec.
Yep.
And it's staying right there.
Absolutely. I'm prepared to wait.
That's a flat no to £890. Alec will be a tough nut to crack.
Well, I can understand that because it's a nice quality cabinet and that's its today's price.
Don't blame the owner, actually. I mean, it's a fantastic cabinet.
Next is the pair of turquoise painted table lamps. These attracted bids from Karen and Simon, but it was Simon who thought the current market favoured Victorian glass.
Alec, what do you think of these table lamps you've got here?
Well, I think they're lovely, and I've always liked them ever since we had them. They were bought for the shop, so we've had them a long, long time.
Well, they're a great colour, aren't they?
Oh, they are a lovely
Great
colour. Yeah, they are a lovely colour.
Sometimes when people convert these things, they drill through the bottom, don't they? And they actually damage the vase.
Yeah.
But these have been done really sympathetically, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, yeah.
So the vases themselves are still intact?
Yeah, yeah.
And for that reason, Karen wants to take them home for £110.
Yes.
Is that enough to tempt you?
No, I'd like to see what the other one is.
I thought you might say that. Simon says 160.
I think it's a very good offer, yeah.
Have we got a sale?
Yes, I think so.
Fantastic.
Another sale for Alec, but I think Simon's bagged himself a bit of a bargain.
Well, I'm pleased to buy those. I really like Victorian glass. I'm selling it very well at the moment, so thank you very much for selling me them.
With hefty bids rolling in, Alec also accepted Simon's offer of £260 on a three-piece Walker & Hall Sheffield silver tea set. Mike's offer of £270 on the Georgian silver tankard.
Well, that's a very generous offer, I think.
That's a sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
His offer of £375 on the pair of early 20th century turquoise glazed dogs of faux, and another offer from Mike of £70 for a Victorian flatback Staffordshire Highland figure. So far, both Simon and Mike have managed to tempt Alec with decent bids. The only dealer who hasn't is Karen. Next up, it's the Tortoiseshell dressing table set. Karen was the only dealer to bid on it. Maybe this is her chance to buy something.
Now, Alec, Karen loved this tortoiseshell dressing table set, but she was really intrigued by the little gold coronets on here. And if you look closely, they're set with tiny rose-cut diamonds, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Now, there's a little bit of provenance here, isn't there?
Yes, there is, yeah. They originally belonged to a dear friend of mine, and she was the sister of Earl Spencer. She married Douglas Hume, and she was, in fact, Lady Margaret Douglas Hume. I've had them in the family for a long time.
To think that these actually belong to, well, it's Lady Diana Spencer's great aunt,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
yes, yeah. And Lady Margaret, yeah, yeah.
Well, Karen has left you a bid, and she says, bearing in mind that dressing table sets as such aren't very commercial, are they? Because people don't want to use them anymore.
No, they don't, no.
So it's the fact That it had that Provenance and their tortoiseshell?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she says £210.
Yeah. Well, I won't want them, and certainly what family have got left, they wouldn't want them anyway. So they just have to go because I can't use them anyway.
Great. Well, Karen will be delighted.
I'd be delighted too.
£210 to Alec, and Karen strikes her first deal.
Brilliant, love it. I mean, I paid a little bit over the odds for it, but with that Provenance, brilliant, so happy.
But that's her first purchase so far today. Next, Alec turned down Karen's offer of £110 on a figured walnut 1930s demi-lune table. Simon's offer of £60 on a Victorian golden seed pearl brooch, and Mike's offer of £95 on a 19th century Eastern copper and brass ewer. It looks like our dealers just aren't bidding enough. Despite offering nearly £26,000, sales from Alec have hit a downturn. I wonder if Mike can get things back on track with his offer on the 1976 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2.
Now, there seems to be a little addition to your car.
Yes.
She's lovely, isn't she?
She's
Tell me about
beautiful,
her.
Yeah. When I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I love the colour. Last year I did 69 miles, so
Oh,
you know.
did you?
Yes.
So she's for pottering around in.
Pottering around, yes, that's right, yeah.
How do you feel about parting with her then?
Well, I do love driving it, but the time has come to say, well, I'm sorry, but it's got to go.
Well, underneath this lovely spirit of ecstasy mascot, that's what she is, isn't she?
Yes, that's right.
We have a bid.
Oh, right.
Mike would really love to drive this away.
Oh, would he?
He says £5,800.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Our independent valuer thinks between £5,000 and £8,000 at a classic car auction.
Yes. No, I wouldn't part with it at that price.
Well, I think she's a lovely thing.
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
In fact, I quite fancy a ride later on.
All right.
That's a no sale to Mike. His wife will be pleased.
Do you know something? I think the good Lord is looking after me.
In total today, our 3 secret dealers have bid on 94 of Alec's hoard of antique treasures, and so far it's been a bit hit and miss. Time to take stock.
Now, Alec, we're halfway through, and so far £13,915 has been on offer. You have sold £3,360 worth.
Now that's great, isn't it? I shan't have to go on the parish anymore.
So that's for you.
Brilliant, yes. Lovely. All crisp pound notes.
And we're only halfway through, Alec.
Yeah, I know, I'm waiting for the other half.
Coming up, the dealers continue to discover some fantastic furniture.
But on the draw is a name
Gillow?
I think you
Gillows.
might know.
Yeah.
Gillows.
Oh God, now we're in trouble.
Sneaky tactics are employed as the bidding hots up. And Alec continues to play hard to get.
That's a joke. Let's see what the other one's got to say.
Inside this ordinary-looking bungalow in Devon, our 3 experts have uncovered a treasure trove of antiques from Alec's collection, a former dealer himself.
Oh my goodness, have you seen this?
From the bids made so far, Alec's accepted almost £3,500.
Now that's great, isn't it? I shan't have to go on the parish anymore.
But there's a lifetime's worth of collecting stashed in this house, and there's plenty more for our dealers to get their teeth into.
That is a good desk. I'm going to leave that one to
Simon and Karen have homed in on a wonderful walnut desk.
Okay.
it's
Just
got a
remove the
secret drawer, has
photograph.
it?
Hasn't got a secret drawer, but on the drawer is a name
Gillow?
I think you
Gillows.
might know.
Yeah.
Gillows.
Oh God, now we're in trouble.
Pretty smart, hey?
Yeah.
And Gill is, of course, a leading name when it comes to British furniture making.
Came wearing Gillows later. So what date would you put on that desk?
Well, Mike could be.
Mike will know anyway.
He'll know his
absolutely.
furniture.
Have a little think, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Mike will love this when he sees it. He's been drawn to what appears to be a Chinese armorial jug.
It's French, although it's got pseudo Japanese marks or Chinese marks on it. That's a candidate. Make sure it's perfect. It's quite elegant. It's late 19th century.
It may not be Chinese, but it's still biddable.
lovely.
Karen's not wasting any time. She's straight over to a Victorian skeleton clock.
Skeleton clock is literally what you can see. I mean, you're seeing the whole open movement here, and it is the skeleton of a movement. I have to be a bit careful because the purists for the clocks, if anything's been replaced, then it kicks its value. Right, there's a little bit there.
Simon's found even more of his beloved silver, this time an 18th century sweetmeat basket, one of Alec's favourite pieces.
You've got a little silver basket, quite well hallmarks inside here. The marks aren't rubbed at all. Pretty little bit of silver. That's certainly worth a little bit. Well, put that in there.
And Mike's come across the Gillow's desk. This is right up his street.
The unfortunate part is
You can't see the top.
I can't see the top.
He wants to see the top.
Well,
Can you,
if you're going to invest in a Gillow's desk,
Yeah. I'm worried to death about that. Should I take that off?
I'll buy it.
Mike, you're living dangerously.
See the watermark?
Do you want me to take it all off?
No, it's all right. It's watermarked on the top, which is why it's got the screen on it.
It may be water damaged on top, but it's a great maker and practical even today.
1860s piece of Gillow's furniture. Gillow's from Lancaster are the best makers in the country. It's a known article, it's a nice colour, it's still a functional piece of furniture. Now this is where furniture still has a value, right? This would sell in any sale room in the country. So if I want to buy it, I've got to put a price down, which will make sure I go home with it.
While Mike draws on his knowledge of the furniture market to pitch his bid, Karen takes a more direct approach. Better luck next time, Karen.
That's a desk stump.
The bids are piling in, and now Simon's going for the brass skeleton clock.
I know someone who can make these up, and they can look old when they're not.
Yeah, that actually slightly worried because a lot of that movement looks a bit...
I think when they make them up, though, they're inclined to do them a little bit more elaborate than that
Yeah.
one. I think that looks all right. What did you leave on it?
About a tenner.
I might leave 12 quid then. I'm going to leave that on the clock.
Karen's moved on from furniture to something more in her field, the Chinese-style armorial jug.
But I know straight away, looking at it, it's by Samson of Paris, who copied the export Chinese look. Really handsome shape, isn't it? Got an armorial crest on the front there. They produced masses of it, and it was really, really popular. I'm going to put on you, matey.
Think carefully, Karen. There's already a red ticket on this.
Red, who's red? Oh, it's Mike Melody.
Some competition for the jug then, and now Mike's upping the ante on the skeleton clock.
These were made in Victorian times. Dates from about sort of 1850, 1840. Saleable job.
That's all three dealers in the running for the clock. Karen's piling the bids on in the hallway, and now she's found a writing set. The only problem is there's no key, and it's locked.
Right, there you go. If you ever get a locked box, give it a bash from the left-hand side, and often it releases. There we go. Right, we've got the original interior with one inkwell, should have two. But I'll leave a little bit on that.
Mike's picking up the pace too. He's in for the 18th century sweetmeat dish that Simon bid on earlier.
Oh, I'm a man on a mission now.
Simon's taking another look at the Gillow's desk, but he's nervous of digging deep in an area he's not a specialist in. Perhaps Mike can help.
With it being one piece, it's more likely to be off a bedroom suite than it is an actual piece of furniture. And as I'm talking about it, I'm beginning to think about it myself. It's not finished on the back.
So, in other words, it's not freestanding.
Correct.
Which it should be.
Well, that design wasn't William and Mary, George I. It's a hard one.
I'm going to leave this to the people that know more.
The dealers are finally coming to the end of their rummage through Alec's giant collection of antiques. But as the minutes run down, Karen makes a last play for this Georgian-style armchair.
Bearing in mind that I'm going to have to rely on the goodwill of Mr. Melody to move it.
You've got no chance.
If I have to
I'm telling you now. I came in a 20-foot truck and I'm going home with my gear in it.
Right, I'm done. I'm
Time's up! Time's up! Out you go! Out you go!
Now the bids are all in, what do our secret dealers think of being let loose in this antiques playground?
This is a wonderful house. I'm liking this house a very lot.
It's just so amazing. We were so lucky to get invited here. An absolute joy.
If I could have the time again, I would try and concentrate a little bit more because I'm sure I must have missed some things today.
Alec has already accepted just under £3,500 for some of his items. But what's he expecting from this second batch of bids?
I hope they can open their wallets and let the moths out, and at the end of the day we'll all be happy, won't we?
Coming up, has Mike done enough to take home the Gillow's desk?
Have we got a deal, Alec?
New dealers and old dealer go head to head.
Your first loss is your best.
Story of my life.
And just how much has Alec sold today?
I think you might need both hands.
I will indeed.
In Devon, our 3 secret dealers have been skimming off the cream of Alec's antique collection, and they've had a field day.
This would sell in any sale room in the country.
In total, Alec has been offered nearly £26,000, but so far he's not been impressed.
Nope.
Straight now.
No messing, no.
At the halfway stage, Alec rejected over £10,000 worth of offers, and it looks like the dealers are out of their depth. Let's hope the offers improve with this next batch of bids. First, it's the Georgian silver basket, which Alec has already hinted he may be happy to sell.
This is particularly pretty, isn't it?
Yes.
Tell me about this little silver basket.
Well, I've always loved it, and it was actually left to me by a very old friend.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because at first glance it looks like a Victorian piece of silver.
but
It's
it
quite
ain't.
elaborate. It ain't, is it? Because you tip it up and we've got 18th century hallmarks
That's
on the
right,
bottom.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually dated to 1774.
Yes.
Which is pretty old,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
Well, you've got 2 bids here. Simon makes an offer of £90.
No way. That's
Well,
a joke.
Our independent valuer has said at auction in the current market between 150 and 250.
Yes.
Mike says 170.
No, I still don't think it's enough. This is
So-
a collector's item.
So it's fair to say that actually it takes a connoisseur like yourself to really appreciate something
Yes,
like this.
it does. Yeah.
It's a good job you're keeping it then.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a big flat no to Mike, and the silver stays.
Well, I can understand that, and that's today's price.
Next up, it's the Victorian brass skeleton clock. This is the first item to catch the eye of all 3 dealers, and it might just generate enough competition to tempt Alec to part with it.
These were around, in the 1700s, weren't they?
yeah.
But yours is a Victorian example.
Yes.
It's got that lovely little silver chapter in,
That's
which
right.
is really quite delicate,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yes, yes.
Well, I've got 3 bids sitting here.
Wow.
Is this something you think you might part with?
If the price is right, yes, I probably would.
Well, Simon has bid you £230.
Not enough.
Quite sure?
Positive.
So Simon's out.
Yeah, definitely. On his bike.
Karen says 280.
No, she can get on the bike as well.
Well, the independent valuation on this clock is between £300 and £500. It's the really early ones that make top money, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah.
Mike says 375.
No, I don't think so either. No.
Still not good enough.
Not really, no. I still think it's worth a bit more than that.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do?
No.
I'm going to call those 3 dealers in.
Yeah,
Because I know they really like this clock.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say you don't see many of these around.
no.
OK, come on in, you 3.
Hi, Alec.
Oh,
Hello there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello, Alec. I'm Simon. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Hello,
Alec.
Mike.
How do you
Yeah.
do?
Now, have a seat, you 3. We're having a cosy chat in here.
Cosy chat.
Mike, you're in the lead at the moment, but you 2 are sadly lagging behind a bit.
Thought we might be.
And the top bid on the table is £375.
Must be yours.
Bang right, Mike.
But
Right in the middle.
Alex has something to say about that bid, don't you, Alec?
Yeah, get on
do
your
you-
bike, Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Let me explain something about the clock, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
It's what we call a single hole fusee.
Uh-huh.
So it's got no strike mechanism.
No.
It's small. Now, the bigger a skeleton clock is, and if they've got 2 holes, the more valuable they are.
Yes.
So I left, and the independent valuation sort of tops me up in a way. I left the commercial price today.
That apart, because that's a good explanation.
Yeah.
We don't have a sale at the moment.
Right.
So if you do want a sale and you are prepared to bid more, then please do so now.
I'm not going to go more than 375, so there wouldn't be any point.
No, okay.
Okay, so Karen's
And I
out.
have to say, I agree with Karen. You are.
Well, I'll, just for the devilments, I'll
There's a song there, so
rejig this. Your first loss is your best.
Story of my life.
I
Story
think-
of all our lives. Don't worry about it, Alec.
Well, I think it's time to stop the talking,
Yeah, come on, Mike.
because we've got a
cough
bid
on.
here,
Yeah, come on then. Put me out of my misery.
and we'll soon see if we've got enough. Mike says 450.
Well, he's such a pleasant chap. Yeah.
Do you mean Mike? Are you sure?
Yeah.
He's such a pleasant chap, and have we got a deal?
I think so. I think so.
Thank you very much.
We've got a deal. Fantastic.
Alec's happy with his cash, but Mike was nudged out of his comfort zone with his bid.
Well, I bought the skeleton clock and I am happy with it. I mean, I've just reduced my margin.
Alec also sold Mike a Chinese silver pepperette for £75, a 9-carat gold engraved identity bracelet for £297, and 12 early 20th century glass rummers to Karen for £220. Next up, it's the late 19th century Samson jug. This attracted bids from both Mike and Karen, but Mike's been such a high roller today. I don't fancy Karen's chances.
Now, Alec, this looks like a Chinese porcelain jug, doesn't it? And there's a particular maker in Paris known as Samson. And Samson was a factory in Paris that copied a lot of Chinese ceramics, and it didn't fool the dealers.
No.
Because inside here, Alec,
Yeah.
we have 2 bids.
Oh, right. Well, fair enough.
Mike says £78. How do you feel?
No.
So Mike's out.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I'm going to put that back in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Let's see what the other one's got to say.
Karen says £110.
Yeah, well, I think, considering the condition it's in, yeah, I probably would sell it for that. Yeah. It's an acquired taste.
£110 for the jug. I bet Karen will be happy with that.
Samson jug, great. My big Mike, even better.
Alec found it easy to let go of the jug, but he wasn't tempted by Karen's offer of £400 on the 19th century J.W. McIntyre oil on canvas, Mike's offer of £1,250 for 10 mahogany Chippendale-style chairs, or Simon's offer of £50 on an 18-carat gold Edwardian fob watch. Finally, it's that Gillow's walnut writing desk. Mike took a lot of trouble examining this piece, and despite interest from Simon, Mike was the only one to leave a bid. But will it be enough?
Now, I think your knee-hole desk in here is one of the nicest pieces of furniture in the house, Alec. And as soon as Mike walked into this room, he pounced on it. Tell me all about it.
It was from a customer who had moved house, more or less when we opened our first shop in 1968.
Well, of course, Gillow's, when it comes to English furniture, has a sort of magical connotation to it,
Yeah.
doesn't it? For those who are connoisseurs of furniture.
That's right.
Because it's pretty much as good as you can get in British furniture making,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Well, Mike was brave enough to leave you a bid. The other 2 weren't.
Oh,
Mike says £1,675.
right.
The independent valuer has said 1,500 to 2,000 at auction.
Yeah.
How does it strike you?
I think it's a fair bid. Yes, I do. And because I think if that went into auction, even if it made £2,000, I probably wouldn't finish up with as much as that.
Have we got a deal, Alec?
I think so.
I think you're going to have one excited dealer on your hands.
Good. Well, I hope he enjoys it as much as I have.
The Gillow's desk, I bought it. Oh, whoa! Well done. Very pleased.
Today, the dealers offered Alec a total of £25,788 for some of his fascinating antiques. In the end, he parted with 53 items. So how much has he made?
Now, Alec, you're sitting there with £3,360 in your hot little hands.
Yeah.
So that's what you've already made. And now we've come to the end of looking around the rest of your house.
Yes.
And you have sold £6,071. I think you might need both hands.
I will indeed.
So that makes a sum total, Alec, of £9,431.
I'm so pleased you called.
Now that is not a bad day's work, is it not?
No. Well, no, that's very nice. And there's a few spaces, but I'll fill them up before long, don't worry.
Well, thank you very much for letting us inside your house.
No, it's a pleasure. You really had worked very, very hard on my behalf, and I thank you all very, very much indeed. It's been very kind.
So as a final word, sitting there with your stash of cash, Alec, are you pleased with the deals you've done today?
Yes, there's £0.50 for your trouble.
Oh, why, thank you very much.
Today, Alec made £9,431 from selling on some of his antiques. But how wisely did our dealers buy today? Simon converted the Victorian turquoise table lamps back to vases and sold them to a glass dealer for £300. Karen hasn't yet sold the tortoiseshell dressing table set, and on closer inspection, the Samson jug was damaged, so she sold it on to another dealer for the same price. Mike sold the Victorian brass skeleton clock for £550 and wants to sell the small Georgian gilt frame painting for over £500. And as for the beautiful Gillow's walnut writing desk, after spending £500 on some well-needed restoration, it sold for £2,600. And what's Alec doing with all that money? Well, he's already got his eye on buying a few more antiques, and although he still hopes to go on a cruise, for now, he's booked a week's holiday in Norfolk to visit his nephew.
Well, there's been some serious money flying around today. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Secret Dealers.